Let's put the president's tweet back up this morning. This was his tweet about Charlottesville. The riots in Charlottesville a year ago resulted in senseless death and division. We must come together as a nation. I condemn all types of racism and acts of violence. Peace to all Americans. This is the president's statement this morning. We should put this into context and who is sending this out. This from the president who said that all Haitians have AIDS. This from the president who said that Nigerians will never go back to their huts when they come and see America. This from the president who said that African countries are shitholes. This from the president who called during the campaign for a ban on non-American Muslims coming into the country. This from the president who went after the Central Park Five for years after they were exonerated. This from the president who promulgated the birtherism lie about Barack Obama, the 44th president of the United States, when he knew that President Obama was born in the United States. This also from the president who said that Mexicans are bringing crime, they're bringing guns, they're rapists. Some, I assume, are good people. This from the candidate who said on this very network that he knew nothing about Grand Wizard David Duke when he was on tape years prior denouncing David Duke specifically, but didn't do so during the campaign. This also from the president who on time after Charlottesville said there are very fine people on both sides. As you heard, they're speaking about our heritage of the Confederate monuments. So when you see the president here talk about he's condemning all types of racism, remember his record over his presidency and the campaign and even before that.
All right, family, Chauncey, aka the Black Separatist, right back at you with another quick video. So basically, we had the white supremacists, white identity extremists Unite the Right rally that happened in DC that was quickly shut down by anti-racist groups such as one called the Answer Coalition, right, among other groups that were there. So first of all, props to them for doing that, for shutting it down. And I understand that the anti-racist groups outnumber the white identity extremist, white supremacist groups, which is a good thing, you know, good thing. So my thing is this, family, as you saw with the intro of the video, you know, shout out to the brother from CNN, Victor Blackwell, for just stating the fact. And that was just a brief summarization of, if I said that correctly, a brief summary of what Clockwork Orange, number 45, aka Donald Trump, has said over the past 20 years in terms of his racist, white supremacist ideology, right? That's just a brief surmise of what number 45 represents. He represents white supremacy. We know this. But my thing is this, with this rally that came in DC, right? And I'm looking at the articles from New York Times and CNN and stuff like that. And I'm reading the articles that the rally was okayed by National Park Services in DC. They concluded that it was okay because nobody has been denied of the First Amendment. So now, let me get this straight. A white supremacist rally, which is a white supremacist pep rally that happened last year. The same rally that happened in Charlottesville, Virginia. Right? Same exact rally that ended in violence, deaths, turmoil, all kinds of things. You okayed that. You were supersede the so-called First Amendment to risk the lives and endangerment of others, of other citizens. So that's how it works, right? You can okay a white supremacist, white identity extremist pep rally. We saw the history of what happened last year in Charlottesville, where it was violence, chaos, death, etc. And you will say, you know what, we'll risk that because they're practicing their First Amendment. We know that more than likely there's going to be deaths, violence, potentially, because of what happened last year. We're okay that. We'll okay that from last year. So the First Amendment supersedes, which basically it's a white supremacist policy. It supersedes anything else. It supersedes the health and the discernment of citizens, innocent bystanders, who happen to be protesters, basically, anti-racist groups, counter-racist. You know, which is what I consider myself. I consider myself a counter-racist strategist, right? So, you know, that's what I got from all that. You know, this was okayed by the National Park Services, aka the administration of number 45, Clockwork Orange. Clockwork Orange was the one who okayed this. He okayed this, you know, and I would definitely put my energy into the system. You know, these Unite the Right rallies and these white supremacist pep rallies, they're rallies, but we have to attack the system, the systemic oppression that is subjugating, marginalizing, disenfranchising, etc. people classified as black or African American for over 500 years. We need to continue to tackle that system until we have changes in laws, legislation, etc. Right? Until that, we will always have these type of issues. And, you know, Clockwork Orange, again, goes on, a 70-year-old man, 70-year-old plus man, goes on social media again and addresses, you know, he addresses the issue of the Charlottesville, Virginia rally, the white supremacist pep rally, you know, and let me pull up his tweet real quick. I thought I had it here somewhere. All right, so here's the tweet. So Clockwork Orange again goes on this "I'm white and I say so" ideology. He says that the riots in Charlottesville a year ago resulted in senseless death and division. That's what, since you've been selected by your white supremacist base, that's exactly what you caused. You caused senseless death and division. Anyhow, we must come together as a nation. I condemn all types of racism and acts of violence. Peace to all Americans. So he says, I condemn all types of racism and acts of violence. Let's get this clear and concise. There's only one type of racism, and that's racism, white supremacy. That's it. So all types of racism is an oxymoron. It only applies, is only applicable to racism, white supremacy. White supremacy is synonymous to racism. Racism is white supremacy. Got it? There is no other racism. There's no other ethnic group that can practice systemic oppression like people classified as white, Caucasian, right? European white, etc. If you're classified as white, Caucasian, you have the power to practice systemic racism. Point blank and simple. So there's only one type of racism, and that's racism, white supremacy. So when he says all types of racism, that's an oxymoron, man. You know, oxymoron. But again, you know, Clockwork Orange goes on this, you know, his Twitter fingers, just doing the old "I'm white and I say so" ideology, like I said before. And that's what he continues to do, to stir up his white supremacist base and just continue to dismiss and call out blatant, overt white supremacists. You know, just like last year during the Charlottesville issue. He said he blamed both sides. He blamed the white supremacists, which he didn't call out by name, and he blamed the counter-racist groups or the anti-racist groups. You know what I'm saying? So obviously, and later after that, he was forced to apologize, but it was a meaningless apology. But yeah, again, not actually attacking and just being and confiding and being complicit of white supremacy. Of course, you know that Clockwork Orange is the face of white supremacy and practices white supremacy. That's what he is. Point blank and simple. So, like I said, I'm glad this Unite the Right white supremacist pep rally was shut down, and I'm glad it was dwarfed by anti-racist groups. Props to all the groups that were there. And let's continue, you know, again, with those anti-racist groups or counter-racist groups, we gotta attack the system. The issue is systemic. You know, it's a system that's keeping another group of people oppressed simply because of their skin color. Point blank and simple. So we gotta attack that. All right, that's AKA a system of justice. All right, family. So anyway, those are my quick thoughts about this this rally that was shut down. Leave your comments down below. If you were in that area, let me know how it, let me know how the event was, if you were there live in person. I like to hear what happened from your take or your vantage point down below in the comment section, family. Till next time, Chauncey, aka the Black Separatist. All my social media links are down below in the description. GMOGMediaTV. Till next time, family. Chauncey, aka the Black Separatist, signing out. Peace.